Hello and welcome to today's May 5th proposed stimulus update. Happy Cinco de Mayo. If you're a subscribed member of my community, welcome back. If you're not, subscribe right now so I can bring you all the best updates and other smart money tips. Well, Congress is not back in session for the people. That is frustrating. Today's update will involve discussions from Senate leaders on a need for stimulus money. As of right now, there has been no public progress of any kind for another proposed stimulus bill. In fact, there seems to only be bickering and scheming on ways to undercut the American people. I wish today were a positive update, but I feel that you need to be kept in the loop on what is being discussed and planned for. I feel like America is a burning house, and Congress and the Senate are fire captains trying to figure out the cost of the water bill while the house is burning down. It's just such backwards thinking at this point, I can barely stand it. President Trump declared a national emergency on March 1st. That was over 60 days ago. 40% of the nation has still not received their first stimulus money, including my own family, while 60% that have already spent that money on March and April bills, and while getting supplies to ramp up for quarantine. True, the CARE Act did provide money and additional assistance for those that are unemployed, but at the time, I don't think they considered that this would take longer than 14 days, and they certainly did not consider that nearly 30 million Americans would be laid off. They have pivoted when it came to new virus data, but when it comes to the American people and our financial situation and job loss, it seems that there is no desire to pivot while keeping people in an extended lockdown. It does not make sense to me. I believe most people are willing to stay in quarantine if they can pay their bills, but otherwise, people need to get back to work and start providing for their family. These bills have not been put on hold. It's just us and our income. Now, I'm not sharing this information to promote fear. I'm also not sharing updates to promote false hope. But I believe that you need to know what is going on. Before the lockdown, nearly 60% of Americans were living paycheck to paycheck. So holding them back from working for 30 to 90 days is not going to help their situation. And in fact, those people collectively spend more than the wealthy because there's so many more of them. They need help covering their monthly bills. Congress and Senate need to get back to work for the American people. Senator John Cronin of Texas, a member of the GOP leadership, pushed back on criticism for getting back to work for the people, saying, "Should we be curled up in the fetal position and just demonstrate to the rest of the country that we shouldn't show up and do their job if they can do theirs safely?" I agree with Senator Cronin. The Senate and Congress need to get back to work, and they need to set a positive example, or they won't be working for the American people in the future. President Trump, along with Steve Mnuchin, have said that they are willing to look at more stimulus package as long as it includes cutting payroll tax and helping get jobs going again. Senator Barrasso said, "I want to make sure we get the most bang for our buck. 30 million people are out of work. I want to make sure that we're focused on these people. There are advantages to a payroll tax cut for employers and employees. My focus is on the people that are today out of work. The best thing we can do for them, let's get the economy going and get people back to work." I agree with this, but there's also a major problem. 30 million people are out of work and can't get through to the unemployment money. So you set money aside, but they can't reach it because of antiquated systems and overrun government employees. There needs to be a serious consideration in streamlining the unemployment right now while you have 30 million people unemployed. As of today, it seems that the Senate is only concerned with businesses having money and not the people. To the Senate, I would say, who do you think is going to come out of quarantine able to reopen the country and spend money. It won't be the majority of Americans who are now 30 to 60 days behind on their bills. I'm hoping good things for everybody in this community. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like so that YouTube will share it with others, and make sure that you subscribe. Again, I just want you to know what your government leaders are discussing or not discussing. You need to know this information. Okay, now I had a few things come in. My family was finally given a date for when our first stimulus money will arrive. I will update you and let you know if it actually arrives next week. The top question I got yesterday was, how did you get a haircut? Now, many of you implied that I was breaking the law or some kind of rebel. The truth is, on Friday of last week, Utah reopened hair salons, and I took advantage of that and went ahead and got myself a haircut. So no laws were broken, but I am a little bit of a rebel. I was also asked a few times, how long does it take to make these videos? It takes me about an hour and a half to produce, film, edit, and release a 5-minute video. And that does not include the hours and hours of research I do in order to put together new information and updates. I just want to say I appreciate you being in our money community. Make sure you're subscribed so I can continue to bring you updates. I appreciate you liking my videos. I know that you guys have been sharing them with millions and millions of people on Facebook and Twitter and Reddit, so I appreciate that. Thanks for being in my community. You're not alone. I'll see you on the next video.